So that's not really a clickbait title. If you clicked on this, Tren almost killed me. I feel it almost did, and I'll tell you how and exactly what happened. So I decided to compete this one summer, and it was one of those things like, when I used to run the gym, people used to come in. Social media was a big thing those days, and you used to get pictures, and you used to be like, this guy won the local Warrington show last week. This guy won the North East show last week. This guy competed in Coventry. This guy competed in Leicester. And me being me, used to sit there and used to look at the picture and say, I can beat him. I can beat him. He's not big. He's got no back. He's got no chest. You have the ego thing. Come on, guys. It's one of those things when you're young and you're in the gym and you think you're the best, or at least you want to be the best. And I've always wanted to compete in everything I've done. I've competed, for those people who don't know, I competed in track and field, 100 meters, 10.9 seconds. Yes, I'm one of the guys who have ran, never said this before actually on here, sub 11 seconds, 100 meters. Couldn't do that now. I'd love to get on the track to see where I'm at, but that's my background, so athletic background. So compete all my life, from schools, college and everything. Compete all my life. When it came to bodybuilding, I used to look at guys and they used to think, I'm better than him, I'm better than him. Not the big bodybuilders, but the guys who were at least on my size, on my level, like the 90 kg mark. And those days it used to be called classic bodybuilding, and now it's known as classic physique. So I used to look at these guys and I used to think, nah, I can beat him. So my friend said, you know what? You always say you can beat these guys. Why don't you compete? And I thought, do you know what? Let's do it. I'm going to compete. So it was 12 weeks out from the show. I was pretty lean anyway. And I started with, what was I taking at the time? I was taking Testy at the time, and I was taking EQ. So this is the cycle that I was on. Didn't know anything about Proviron or anything like that at the time. So I took this stack, got very lean, really, really lean up until the show. And got to the show. It was about 6 weeks out from the show. A friend of mine says, it's my birthday, we're going to Las Vegas. I was like, oh, shit. Okay, got to go Las Vegas. So I'd been before, so they was like, look, you got to come. It's one of those things. If you've been somewhere before, you got to act as the tour guide. So I was like, okay, go on then. I'll come Las Vegas with you guys. So it was 2 weeks in Las Vegas, and when we drove to LA, chilled there. This is actually where I met a lot of people in Gold's Gym as well. Not going to name drop, but I might put some pictures over here. One of them was Mr. Olympia. Anyway, I went to Las Vegas, had a crazy time in Las Vegas. For those people who've been to Las Vegas, it's not a city where you don't go crazy. And the American food out there is nuts anyway. And I've been to America loads of times to know exactly what I'm getting myself into. So I went there, then we were driving, waking up at, going to sleep at 6 o'clock in the morning, waking up at 8, no sleep, having quick breakfast. The American breakfast is absolutely crazy. I was loading up because I was like dieting for 6 weeks. So by the time I got there, I was like in good shape. And I was eating all sorts of crap. I wasn't at my biggest, but it was what it was. Drove to LA, stayed there for a week, and did the same thing there. Went to the beach, went out, chilled, partied a little bit. And I was in decent enough shape. I will share some of the pictures here. Bear in mind, guys, this is almost 10 years ago now, right? So just remember when you're looking at these pictures that I'm showing you, whether they're going to be on this side or whether they're going to be on this side. I don't know where they're going to be. But these are very, very old. This is a long time ago. And I looked decent for the beach. I looked decent for the beach. Did the holiday, came back and was in the gym training, and my friend says to me, bro, what did you eat on holiday? And I said, whatever, man, I had pancakes, I did this, I did that, I had some steaks here, we had ice cream almost every single day, went out, chilled, party, did what we needed to do. He says, you still look good. He says, there's a show that we're supposed to be doing in 4 weeks, but there's a show in 2 weeks. I'm like, 2 weeks, bro? I'm thinking of dropping out the show in 4 weeks, and you're telling me to do a show in 2 weeks. He was like, yeah, I think you should do it. I said, really? He goes, yeah. He said, what we'll do is we'll have a look at you, see where you are. I said, okay, no worries. So another couple of days went. Then you get rid of all the water weight and all the fat and all the excess stuff that you think you kind of pile on. And I looked at myself and thought, you know what, actually, going to Vegas and LA did me kind of good. I feel a little bit more fresh. I look good. Let's go ahead and do it. So again, at this point now, I'm not the best in the sense where I've been eating less. I've been playing catch up. I wasn't feeling good. I just partying crazy. I wasn't eating the best food. I was eating whatever, and I was working the gym as well. He said, like, why don't we bang on some Tren? I was like, trenbolone, yeah, I never really touched it, but let's give it a go. I took trenbolone acetate, and it come in the vial. I think it was 75 milligram or 100 milligram per mil. He wanted me to do 2 mil a week. So 3 mil a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I was like, bro, I cannot do 3 mil a week. This is not for me. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that much. He goes, okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll mix 2 mil and we'll spread it out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I says, okay, let's do that. I took the first jab on the Monday and I was like, and yes, Tren cough is real. For some reason, I don't know what it is. Many people have spoke about it. It's got to do something, I don't know, it's the oil or whatever it is, but second you jab Tren, you start choking up and it's an uncontrollable cough. Literally to the point where you feel like you're going to die. That's how bad it is. It's okay. Obviously, the cough wears off after like 20, 30 seconds. I thought, wow, that was something. That night, I went to bed and I woke up in a cold sweat. You know what I'm talking about? Literally cold sweat. I'm thinking, I don't know, is it the sugars I had today? I don't know what it is. I feel bad. And your body feels depleted to the point like you look like you've never trained before. That's how bad you look. Anyway, you eat some food the next day and then the jab came again on Wednesday. Did another one on Wednesday. Same again. Coughed my guts out and I thought, I don't know, man. I'm not feeling that good off this. I'm looking amazing. Don't get me wrong. Everything is bringing out. Now, think about this, guys, yeah? You don't think that I got good in 3 days just because of the trenbolone. I was clearly good already. But yes, did trenbolone make me better? Of course it made me better. Now it's been a week. I'm ready to start the second week on trenbolone. And I'm thinking to myself, I feel toxic. Now remember, I was only taking less than 200 milligrams of trenbolone that week. Less than 200 milligrams. Monday came again, we did the other jab, same again. Coughed my lungs out. Okay, chilled. Went to bed that night again. Cold sweats. As I was doing my cardio that second week, first week the cardio was fine. The second week, as I was doing my cardio, I used to do the Stairmaster. And as I was doing the cardio Stairmaster, I was stepping on it. I used to do it in 45 minutes. I remember I was playing catch up. In 45 minutes, and all of a sudden I just feel my heart beating at my chest. I don't feel that good. I feel my cardio has just plummeted right the way down, and I'm thinking, this is not healthy. It has to be something in the trenbolone. It's nothing else. I've not changed anything else. I felt good up until now. What the hell is wrong with me? It's got to be the trenbolone. But again, you think the trophy and the placing is more important and it's worth more, so you go for it. Carried on the trenbolone again. Wednesday came, did it again. Exactly the same thing happened. Now, me being me, I'm at this point now like, bro, I'm done. I am not doing this anymore. But I looked very good. Do not get me wrong. I looked really good. So look, the show's this weekend. Let's just do the show. I was like, okay, cool, gonna do the show. Did the show, 17 people in the class. I ended up winning the show. No problem. Do you know why I won the show? Because genetics. That's it, simple as genetics carried me through. And I have more of a complete physique compared to some guys who are missing certain body parts. Like some guys don't have legs, some guys don't have a back, some guys have too big of a bicep, some guys have too big of a delt, whatever. With me, I have nothing big. Everything is in proportion from the calves up. My calves are 17 inches at the time. My biceps were 17 and a half inches before stepping on stage. Everything measured up, and my neck was 17 and a half. So everything as you're supposed to be symmetrical, everything was there. My forearms, by the way, were 14 and a half inches. My forearms are quite big, if you've never noticed that. So that was it for me. This was week 2, taking Tren. I thought, never, ever again am I going to do this substance. So I won the show, and like I said, genetics, I believe, carry you forward, especially on those lower level shows, that if you have good genetics, you're going to win most of the shows. Anyway, which is why I always say to everybody, take less gear. Compete, get yourself on stage, see if the judges like your physique, see if you're able to win people, see if there's guys out there that are bigger than you who you can get the edge over just because you've got a symmetrical or a more appealing physique than everybody else, because that's what's going to get you the nod. Yes, you can be a mass monster as well, but that's a complete different game. I'm not in that game of mass monsters. I'm in the game of classic. So for me, it was like, who can look the best on stage? Who has the least flaws? And I will still say to this day, please, guys, do not take trenbolone. Take the least amount of gear as possible if you're going to compete. Do not kill yourself for this sport. At least go out there and see if you are winning first. See if you're capable of winning first. That's the way I see it. Don't go out there and say, okay, do you know what? I mean, for me, yes, I won, but I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy the process as much. So will I ever compete again? I think next year I'm going to see if I can get time. I might do a couple of shows on TRT just to prove to guys out there you can get in crazy condition. And this isn't about win, lose or draw. I want the trophy. I want to turn pro. It's nothing about that. The point is, can you be shredded on stage without taking trenbolone? Yes, you can, 100%. Will it make any difference? If you put in the work and you diet correctly and you take the right amount of the other stuff, it's not even like I'm going to not take trenbolone and that means I have to take double the amount of Masteron or double the amount of Anavar. No, it's a short-term solution to fix a problem, but the issue with that is this. When you take trenbolone too long, it messes with your mind. And I didn't even talk about this actually, I'm going to get into this as well. Throughout that week, the second week especially, I wasn't feeling the best. And I know 100% now in hindsight, thinking about it, it was definitely the trenbolone because nothing else changed. Everything else was the same. There was nothing else wrong with me. It was the diet still the same. The cardio was the same. The training was the same. The only thing that changed was that trenbolone. And yes, it made me have some crazy, weird thoughts that week. I know I can process these things. I know how I should be feeling every single morning because I'm one of those guys who gets up and does what I need to be doing, gets up and does what he needs to do regardless. But I also take these feelings into consideration. Every single time I feel good, I'm always like, when's the bad feeling coming? When I feel bad, I'm thinking, when's the good feeling coming? Because I know everything's 50-50. You're going to get a lot of the good, you're going to get a lot of the bad. It's just part of life, it happens. I'm very aware of these things, and when I was on Tren 100%, there is an issue with trenbolone. It should not be available to anybody, in my opinion. Hopefully that gave you some value. Comment down below, like, and please subscribe.